Hi, I'm Mia, and my dog died a week ago. And I'm not like saying that to guilt trip you or anything, it's just I'm still not 100% obviously, because again, it's only been a week and I had that dog for almost 10 years, well, a little over 9. So it's just, again, so I'm still not 100%, but yeah. But yeah, it's Monday. It might be the 3rd. It's the 3rd because tomorrow's election day. I really need to go vote. But I want to do something kind of like jadey, greeny, and so I rummaged through my palettes because, fun fact, I don't have a lot of those colors, which is rude. But I think this, I can't open her. I think these two palettes will be able to do the trick. So let's get into it. Also, I cannot see my lights are, like, they're not any brighter than usual, but it's a little darker because daylight savings. So my lights just seem brighter because my room's darker than it usually is at this time. But I'm gonna go in with the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette, and I'm gonna start off with a little bit of Nouveau on a little brush, and I think I'm just gonna use that to pack right on the lid, because I think I'll blend out with a lighter color and hopefully go from there. But yeah, it's been a week since my dog died. Well, 9 days if you want to be exact. Again, I'm still not 100%. I did successfully, actually no. I got home the other night, I think it was Thursday, and my neighbor's dog was out. And that dog and my dog were very good friends. And I love that neighbor's dog anyways. And the moment I saw her, I started sobbing. I feel so bad for the dog. I'm like, she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know she's not going to see her friend. And then I looked across the street to my house, and like, you know, usually before we leave, we'll leave a light on for her because it's dark. She's wandering around because she didn't stay in her house all the time, like her pen, because she was 9, she was old, she wasn't gonna get into that much trouble. And I realized the light wasn't on, and we were not gonna need to leave a light on anymore, and that just did not help my case. Like, I was hyperventilating on my neighbor's, not doorstep, but like, you know, they have a little step up to get into the yard and the gate, and you know, she gives me blanket permission. She's like, oh, you can open the gate so you can pet Pepper better in it. So I do. And because if I don't, she'll like yell at me and hit me. The dog, not the neighbor. So I was sitting on like the little step, just like hyperventilating into the dog. And I'm like, this is not ideal. Like, it was my first night, besides the night that she passed. It was like my first night truly alone the Thursday, so it just really was not helping the case either. So yeah, and I'm gonna dip into the tiniest bit of Softly, and then I'm also gonna go into the Simply Posh Cosmetics Fairytale Fairies palette and blend out with the tiniest bit of Dreamy mixed with Pixie, so I can blend these out. But I did see the neighbor dog again on Sunday, because I had a nail appointment. I got Winterberry from D&D. I've gotten that color before. I love it. But I saw her to and from my way home to the train station, whatever words we want to use. But I didn't cry then. So, progress question mark? Like, again, when I left the house, I'm like, girl, I love you, but I'm already late for the train, and the train was getting delayed, so it was not a good thing. Like, I was almost late to my appointment with how the train's reacting. But, you know, I sat with her for a few minutes when I got back home, and I'm like, you know what? Not that I'm fine, but again, it was better than Thursday night. Then I'm going back into the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette, and I'm taking some of Nouveau again. Different brush this time. and some of the tiniest bit of pine, so I'm able to deepen it because I want to. There we go. But yeah, I also saw a different neighbor dog on my way down to the train station. He's a Nova Scotia Ducktolin dog. He's so sweet. His name is Kai. I was talking with this person. I feel so bad. I have no idea what her name is. You know, I heard it once the first time I met her, like 2-3 years ago. And I'm just like, oh, like I have no idea what your name is. I'm so sorry. But like, you know, we know each other. We recognize each other. So we're at the train stop, the train platform together. And she's like, oh yeah, Kai. His name is Kai. He's, oh my god, he's so sweet. When he was a puppy and he would see me, he would stop what he was doing, sit and wait, and his front paws would be like, he would be like anxiously like waiting my arrival. He was still happy to see me, but he was a little less so just because, again, according to her, he does not like the train one iota. So he was just a little not thrilled with life. And I ended up being on my train car, and he was, I feel so bad. At first, like, he was lying down at her feet, then he was sitting between her legs, then he was like doing little circles, and I'm like, oh, the poor baby. And I'm just going back in with that original fluffy brush just to kind of diffuse this just a little. But yeah, had my nail appointment yesterday because it's Sunday, that's what happens. And just, that was literally the only thing. I'm like, I do it on Sundays, as much as I hate Newberry Street on Sundays because awful. It's just, it's the easiest day for me to do it because Sunday is usually my first day off after a work week. So I'll, you know, like, I'll get that done and I can do whatever or nothing for the rest of the day. Monday, today, I usually do, you know, my errands, shenanigans, and then Tuesday I don't usually do anything, so I have a process. But again, I'm like, Sundays by Newberry Street are not ideal. And then I'm going to take a little bit of just pine on like a flat little brush to see if I can do my little smudgy thing, because since that's blended out, I should be able to see. There we go. But yeah, like I said, I just got, what's this called, Winterberry. Like I said, I've gotten it before and I liked it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do D&D Cherry Mocha, or my original plan, and what I was like pretty sold on until recently, actually, like until yesterday morning. I was gonna do a jelly sage green with cat eye on top, because I have this one jelly sage color that I got myself. I don't even remember the brand, but I've gotten like 3 variations of it. Like, I've gotten the super glittery cat eyes. I've gotten the like super fine, like looks like molten metal and just kind of glassy. I've gotten it with rainbow chrome powder. So I've gotten it a lot. I'm like, you know what? Like, if I'm gonna dye my hair soon, maybe I shouldn't do a color that's gonna get stained severely. So I chose this, and I actually did dye my hair this morning, which is weird because I usually do it before I fall asleep, but that's why I'm a little pink. I think I'm gonna do a little, like, here. Oh, went to Costco. It wasn't as bad as it usually was, but I said something, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go get a vision test, because, you know, they're $80 without insurance, but I'm pretty sure it'll be cheaper afterwards. And my mother's like, you don't have insurance. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you know, when we applied for it last year, all 3 of us got into Mass Health, but you didn't get anything. I'm like, what? I'm like, lady, I went and I got a flu shot at Target, and the girl said I had an active plan because I didn't pay out of pocket for it. And like, I made sure to specify that to her when I like the pharmacist, like, hey, I'm like, before I make a decision, I'm like, can you tell somehow if I have active insurance, because this whole issue, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh no, there's a plan. didn't pay for it, haven't gotten a letter or anything. And she's like, that's weird. She's like, then who's paying your insurance? I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like, why am I not on your plan? I'm like, I am 23. I have a legal right to be on your insurance plan for the next 3 years. But like, because I was on an insurance plan from Mass Health like 5 years ago, but it's on an active plan, I can't sign up for my own Mass Health. And when I bring it up to her, I've done this multiple times. I'm like, hey, you need to call them and like get this dealt with. She's like, I'm not doing this right now. She does it every time, and then wonders why I don't have insurance. Like, girl, I can't afford anything else. I mean, luckily, when it comes to taxes, since I don't make enough, I don't make all that much. So they're like, oh, they're supposed to be, you know, not bad things happen, but like, you're supposed to get penalized for it. They're like, you don't make enough to justify charging you. I'm like, shout out. I'm just gonna take some glitter glue and put it over my lids. Wild, I know, who would have thought. Oh, I was gonna say something too. Oh, so I did end up starting to go through my dog's stuff on Saturday, because I'm like, oh, I did also see my neighbor's dog on Saturday night. So I'm like, okay, I pet her, I was good, I should be okay. Yeah, no, that did not end very well. Like, I got through with it, but it just, like, I didn't get rid of any of her toys yet, but I'm like, her leash and her harnesses that she never wore because she grew out of them. You know, hairbrushes, nail clippers, stuff like that. And then I found a bucket. Yes, I know. Adopt, don't shop. I was 14 when we got it. I didn't exactly have a say, but so we got, I didn't realize we still had it. The people that we got it from sent her home with like a little bucket, and it said, Callie, you know, June 21st, June 21st, what was the year? 2016. And I didn't realize we still had it, so that did not help my ugly tears. So yeah. Like I said, I haven't touched her toys. That's just not something I can do right now. Especially because I keep sleeping with one of her little lamb chops. But now that this is a little dried and not a little tacky, I use this so much, but like it's such a good like multi-use color. She's versatile. All of these are from Terra Cosmetics. I'm going in with this specific shade, which is Twinkle Dust. You know, it may look pinky in the pan, but it only ever shows up blue-green, so I'm gonna do a little, that's in my mouth. And again, I know I use this shade a lot, but like, it works for so many things. And again, if I'm using something multiple times, that actually proves that I use it and I like it. So, well, it says this is eye safe, so we're gonna go a little wild. This is from Moira. This is one of the, what are these even called again? The Supernova Multichrome Gel Liner. I have mine in another shade, Rhode, which is like green, but this is like a little bluey pink, so I want to see if I can put that on my waterline. Again, it may not be a good idea, but it's funny because this looks so blue-green right now, but like it's not picking up as well on camera. Hello? Like, multichrome things are so funny. Like, hello. Like, you can see it a little here. Maybe not. Either way, I'm gonna try to put that in my waterline. Again, may not be a good idea. However, I don't give a flying. Freckle. I'm gonna bring it down a little under, like onto where I had that smudged. Just on the bottom, not the top though. It's so funny because like it's looking pink now. And I'm like, girl. I'm like, I was under the impression this was going to be blue. And again, when I swatched it on my hand, it looked green. In my waterline, she doesn't look like much, I'm going to be honest here. But I'm just going to drag it under a little. Again, just something a little different. But this is going to be it for your eyes. I need to find some lashes, but I will be back in a second, hopefully. Anyway, I'm back. I procrastinated the hell out of this. But it's been a week. You can't judge me for... You can't judge me. This is from Paula's Choice. This is the Pro Collagen Peptide Plumping Moisturizer. Like always, was gifted, but also like always, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't use it. Ugh. My hair. I know, it's funny. I had every intention of doing my hair last night. Like, my plan was, I'm gonna do dry color, because I haven't done a dry round of color since I checked recently. I want to say August. And you know, I just do my color conditioner on dry hair instead of buying a whole new thing of dye, because I keep up with the color conditioner, because take showers. I use color conditioner sometimes instead of regular conditioner. You know how it is. I passed out at like 9:30 last night. So, safe to say, obviously, considering I did my hair before I left, safe to say it didn't happen. But it wasn't dry, but I did a full color in the shower and let that stay on for like 10 minutes. And then I also did a hair mask. So it was a very time-consuming shower. But thankfully, because of my nails, my polish doesn't look stained. Which was also kind of the plan. Because I knew I had to do my hair, so. But yeah. It's also freezing up here. Except, I don't think we turned the heat on ever, so. You know, I know, it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. It's freezing up here, though. This is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Plump Right Back Serum Primer. I have unblended moisturizer by my lip. I'm gonna see about maybe doing my makeup tonight and then tomorrow as well. But even if I don't, I have Comic-Con on Saturday, so I'll be home. Honestly, I'll probably be home by like 3 or 4. Because we're gonna leave at like 9. Because they open at 10. So we want to be there. Even though we have our tickets, we don't need to wait in the will call line again. That line was literally like over an hour long last year. It was ridiculous. But it's also a Saturday that we're going and not Sunday, so we really need to like be on top of our game. Again, I just find it so funny that last year, the guys, 2 different guys that my brother and I wanted to meet, they both canceled right before Comic-Con. This year it's my father's guy who canceled right before Comic-Con. So like, I'm not saying revenge, but I'm just saying now he knows how it feels. Like I said, I might get a John Bernthal autograph. See how the line looks. See if he's there at the table when I go past him. Cause you know, I don't like men, but like John Bernthal, you know. Everything is so cold. This is from Haus Labs. This is the Trichlone Skin Tech Foundation in the shade 70 Fair Neutral. This is going to be a little too dark for me very soon. Like, it's already dark on my... I almost said dark. It's almost dark on my hand already, so... That looked very weird, and I can't tell if it's tone or just my face is very red today. I think I'm going with red because it matches my neck pretty okay. But also, I've only gotten 3 things from the Sephora sale, and one of them, one of them is just a restock. Well, okay, I bought 4 things. 3 of them are for me. How's that? No. I just bought 2 things today, so total 6. 1 is getting returned. and one is not for me. But for myself, that I'm keeping, I got another one of the Rhode Peptide lip shapes, which is what I'm actually going to use today. Ironically enough, another thing I'm going to get today, use today, is the the Terra 28X Tony blush. It is the most beautiful warm raspberry tone, which is good because most raspberry tones are always cool tones, and I'm not a cool tone, so I don't like using overly cool toned things because then they just like, they stand out too much from my skin and not in a good way. So something a little more neutral, warm toned works. An Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. I thought about using this today, but I think that's a little too much going on. And then just some of the Inky-less pimple patches because they're like my favorite pimple patches on earth. I am returning the Laneige. I literally got this today too, and I swatched it a few weeks ago in store, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so pink and so sparkly. I applied it on my lips, no pink, just sparkle. So I'm like, and I swatched this with the next to the white one, and they look totally different. And like on the lips, they're not gonna look any different. So I'm like, I have like a glittery, like a clear glittery lip product from Fenty. So I'm like, I thought this was gonna be pink. But the other thing that's not for me is the K18 clarifying shampoo for my mother, because I gave her a sample of it a few months ago. She's like, oh my god, this is so nice. She's like, I can't justify buying it for myself though. I'm like Christmas gift. And obviously I was gonna wait until the sale because I'm not paying full price for that either. And then I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade Honey 1.7B. Also in New York, good luck. I really hope that you elect Mom Donnie as your mayor, because it's what you deserve. Because, let's be real, New York City isn't gonna elect a Republican, and Andrew Cuomo is not, he's not an ideal candidate. I'm like, why are you a Democrat? Being being endorsed by Trump. That's saying. And then, you know, the whole suing for gyno records really isn't something you want. And but shout out Mom Donnie. It's what, oh, you right bastards. And I keep seeing videos of him, this man is, how caffeinated is he that he's out at gay clubs on Halloween and then still campaigning bright and early the next day. I'm like, sir, shout out. Also, I can't find my Real Techniques brush because it's a slightly fluffier concealer brush. It's still the Can Posh shape, but it's just a little fluffier and not as dense, and I can't find it anywhere, which is so weird. But c'est la vie. We'll bring this down just a little. Bam. Also, it's a good thing that I use a slightly peachier tone, because this eyeshadow tone always washes me out, which is so weird because I love these shadow colors, but they don't love me. What can I say? Next, I'm going to take some of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour in the shade Gentle. This packaging disgusts me. Why is it so... there's just so much. Obviously, I'm not using that much. I'm just trying to scoop out what I could to show you. And again, that's just on the packaging itself and not in. But do a little... that's in my hair. My nice clean hair. Ugh. But since I let my bangs air dry and not fall asleep with them wet, they were shaped very nicely when I left when I started my makeup. So hopefully the clips don't betray them too much. We're gonna... Bam. Again, not overly cool tone, but I definitely get a little chisel out of this. And I put way too much on my nose. I know I did, but that is neither here nor there. It's a little too late for this. However, my hair is so clean that now it just keeps getting into everything because it's just so... That's the one thing I don't like about using my hair mask. It's the Dove one. It's like Intense Repair. My hair always gets like so wispy and just goes everywhere, and I'm like, you know what, shout out for being like clean and healthy and shiny now, but like, girl, have some control. Also, I'm so pissed. Not even pissed, but I've never actually read The Great Gatsby. It was not one of my books when I was in high school, just because I was in an honors class. I had a slightly different curriculum. We didn't end up reading it. But I know there's a musical, and I know that the original guy that plays Jay Gatsby, Jeremy Jordan, is supposed to be fantastic in it. He's coming back to the Broadway show, but I don't think the show's going to be around when I go in March, so I'm like, it's not like a do or die, but I'm like, oh, I'm like, lucky. Same thing with Darren Criss and Maybe Happy Ending. I'm like, not that it's a show that I necessarily wanted to see, but like, shout out Darren Criss. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Watermelon Pop, just as to act as like a little base for the blush I want to use, because I don't have anything that's like that tone. So use this first, and I can just kind of build on it. Look at it. If I can hold this, I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush than I usually would. Just so, I don't know my logic today, but I don't know what I was gonna tell you. Anyways, I did see something on the TikTok shop, and I try not to buy on the TikTok shop unless like there's a specific deals for a brand that I know I like or wanted to try, like the Blend Bunny palette, the Blends palette specifically. I got that on Black Friday sale because it was TikTok coupon. Same thing with my Brown Girl Jane perfume, because I got it for basically half off from the original sale price, and again, TikTok coupon. So I'm like, $110 perfume, paid, it was like $60, I want to say. So I'm like, I know what to do here. But like, they're like to stick to your glasses, so your glasses don't pick up or remove your makeup so much. And I'm like, huh, I don't wear makeup out and about enough to justify it, and when I do, I usually make sure to like not do my nose as much, because again, oily nose anyways, and that. But this is the Terra 28 X Tony Bravo blush. It's the GetSet Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush, not the creams. I hate the cream powders, the cream blushes from Terra 28 so badly. They're just so emollient and balmy, and they're just not what I prefer even when I go outside with makeup. Usually when I wear makeup outside, I actually really prefer either the Huda Beauty blushes or the Danessa Myricks Flushed Balms. So, just the cream, the emollient cream. Ugh, I can't. But this is the shade Sunset Shirley. I know she has a different one. It's like a bright orange. I'm like, this just isn't what I want. But like, look at that color. Especially with like this tone of green. We might be veering into early Christmas category. Or it's by accident, but like, I know I didn't powder, but if I use a loose brush like this, it maybe not work so much. But that brush is also, unfortunately, loaded. So, we're just gonna do this. There's a bakery I wanted to go to when I was in New York anyways. Okay, that's looking a little better. I think it's called like Little Cupcake Bake Shop or something, but they do like cakes too. They do these ginormous slices of cakes, and I'm like, ooh, that's a brusher. But those bastards, and understandably so, it's fall. They have this beautiful, gorgeous looking pumpkin slice of cake, and I'm like, how dare you? I'm like, how dare you? I'm like, obviously you're not gonna have that in, when am I going? Late March, but I'm like, you sons of bitches. I'm gonna have to bleep that. I'm sorry, YouTube. But I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is just rude. And I'm also just gonna kind of blend this out with a clean setting powder. Well, relatively clean setting powder brush, I think. But just to kind of, I always do this with powders. Again, I know I could have set my face, but I didn't want to. So, c'est la vie. But since this is an overly cool tone, it doesn't like, again, like it stands out on my face because it's a bright blush. but it's not overly, like, it just doesn't look that off. And I'm gonna do that. On the bright side, my under eyes don't look as puffy as they've been looking, so I guess that's a plus. I'm also going to go in with some of my very expired, very discontinued Jaclyn Cosmetics brightening powder. And just kind of do a little, like, I especially like doing it when there's like a bright blush, because then I can have like a bright under eye and it just kind of, it works, you know? Again, not saying the full product name because, again, this is super expired. I think she closed her business maybe during the pandemic, maybe a little after. Like, the main parts of the pandemic. Obviously, COVID still exists. I'm not denying that. But, like, you know. It could be worse. It has been worse. Also, I just realized this was kind of, like, flipped in, and I'm like, I hope nothing got too messed up. But this is from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is the Super Shock. See, this is Super Shock Cheek Paralyzers. Oh, damn. Were they never called Super Shock Highlighters? Am I tripping? Either way, this is Flexitarian. It's a very good, like, not like champagne silver, but like, I can't really explain it, but I'm just gonna do a little. And then a little. And then once more for good measure. And my battery is dying. So. But it actually works out because I need to switch filming clips anyways. So yeah. But last but not least, lips. Same thing. I haven't done a lot of talking today. Oh, I did get a pumpkin. We went out to our usual shenanigans. Went to the coffee shop and I'm like, like, I wanted a caramel apple cinnamon bun that they did a few weeks ago. Didn't have it, so I went next door to get. It's a vanilla chip muffin. It's just chocolate chip. It's just a very vanilla base with a very dark chocolate chips. But they had a pumpkin molten lava cake, and it's filled with cream cheese. So I got that. I think I will have a good time. But this is from Rhode. This is the Peptide Lip Shape in the shade Balance. This is the one that I got during the sale. It's a good kind of neutral brown. Again, trying to get into a little more, like, oh, this might be a little too cool tone for me, actually. Like, it's so funny because it looked so caramelly in the store, but not so much on my lips. Huh. Oh shit. Huh. That is so weird. Also, I need to finish Christmas shopping. I'm almost done with both of my parents. I got one thing from my brother today at Walmart, and it was an ornament. So, like, I have 2 small ideas for him, but, like, they're nothing good. And, like, he's just, I don't know, he's impossible to shop for. Like, he's always been impossible to shop for, so it's not like this is anything new. He's always the last one that I get finished on. I'm not loving this. The shade, I hate Sephora lighting so much. I'm sorry, something from Camus, named Camus is calling me. It's a no. Last time I got a call was a, if I was in support of Donald Trump and all of his policies, calling, and I laughed and hung up on her face. So, I'll play this game. They can leave me a voicemail. I might have to turn this down. Everything that I swatched in store. Yeah, this is balanced. This is the right one. Everything I swatched in store might be going away. Again, I swatched it in store a couple weeks ago and it looked fantastic. 10 out of 10. And I'm like, why are you like this? I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil and Anywhere Caffeine and just kind of use this to bring a little warmth back into my lips. Okay, missed call, but are you going to leave me a voicemail so I can so I can judge you. Those are my makeup wipes, if you heard that. So I'm just gonna... Like, I can't even say it looks a little better because I don't think it does. But... Alright, I think this is the best I can get it, and it's not looking great, but I give up. Okay, fine, don't leave me a voicemail. I don't want to call you back anyways. I mean, I wasn't going to call them back anyways, but like, why are you calling me? I want to know. This is from Covergirl. This is the Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the shade You're Just Jelly. Figure it will tie nicely. I love the smell of these so much. And I'm just gonna, yeah. Like, my original idea was to do a full berry lip, and I'm like, no. Like, I was gonna use a cranberry lip liner, and then my Fenty How Many Carrots gloss stick. But I'm like, I think that might be a little too much going on with this eye. That idea has to be saved for, like, a neutral eye to kind of give, like, holiday themes, you know? But this works too. I feel like berry tones work with like these kind of like jade-ish green tones. But sorry, I used the Aquaphor lip balm and I don't think I like it. Like, it gave me a very weird feeling on my lips. But alas. But I need to go fix my bangs and I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. I kind of love how this looks. Like, I love these tones anyways. Like, especially together. And I haven't done, like, a good, proper, like, fun, colorful glam since... Like, I did one last time, but that didn't... Last video that with that. I don't count that one. So, September. Because, again, end of September to end of October was Halloween looks. So like I had my one that wasn't like graphic liner Halloween, it was just like Halloween colors, like that purple and orange one, but this is definitely like I have freedom to do whatever I want, you know? And yes, I know I have freedom to do whatever I want anyways, but like, you know. But yeah, like I love these tones on the eyes. And not that the Moira liner added that much, but like, now I know. And like I said, it looked so blue on the swatches, and now it's like, I don't know. But I'm really not hating this. And my hair is finally, like, not that it hasn't been red, but like refreshed. And unfortunately, I think I'm giving it a little bit aerial, which is never the vibe, but unfortunately with the hair, and if I wear kind of turquoise or purple eyeshadow, it just kind of happens, man.